All right, we have an opening hand. It is not great. It's not great at all. However, we do have all our colors. We have a Thoughtseize to slow him down and a Scryland, so I'm actually going to keep this. I think this is probably pretty bad, honestly, but there's like just enough going on that I think it's worth it. And this might be one of those situations where, like, oh, you don't have to mulligan, you get to mulligan. And that would certainly be true, but we're going to keep it anyway. So, if our opponent's on Jeskai, this hand is certainly not great unless we draw something sweet, and Downfall kind of qualifies. It is a playable Magic card, so can't really complain about that. And our opponent doesn't have a 2-drop, so that's also pretty sweet. And now I can go Caryatid into Thoughtseize Downfall, but if I Thoughtseize Downfall, I'm actually taking 2 points of damage. Or 1 point of damage. Okay, yes, since it's only 1 point of damage, that's actually not that bad. And then we can play the Scryland on the next turn and ramp into Fatty Boom Batty, Soul of Innistrad. So far, our draws have not been the worst. And yep, he has the Rablor. So that guy's going to die for sure. And we're going to Thoughtseize to see what's going on here. Hopefully snipe a second Rabble Master or something. 2 digs, 2 white cards, and a cruise. So, if this game goes long, I am in some trouble. I really like how, when I used to write out deck lists, Stoneforge Mystic was in a lot of my decks, so I just abbreviated it as SFM. And Soulfire Grandmaster is the same thing, except with a random G in it. And they both cost the same. So, it would be sick if Soulfire Grandmaster was actually that good, but it's certainly not. It is definitely playable, but it is not super insane, unfortunately. It is no Stoneforge Mystic. But maybe that's the card I'm taking here, actually. Because the 2 digs and the cruise are all pretty redundant. No matter what, I'm putting a card in his graveyard for his delve thing, so his hand is basically uncastable right now. So I might as well take the more threatening card, and I think that's the Grandmaster. The Seeker, kind of big, and I have the Grandmaster on lockdown with the Caryatid, but I don't want it to get to a point where he's actually rebuying stuff. So yeah, I'm going to take the Grandmaster, going to kill this Rablor, and hopefully he does not draw another Rabblemaster. I think what he really wants is like a Tormenting Voice. Ah, he drew another Rabblemaster! What? Alright, Courser. We're going to take a point of damage to play this thing, because it basically breaks even with the Caryatid, and we have the Whisperer on top, so that's pretty reasonable. Going to gain a life off the Citadel, not play the Temple, because we might want to use that to scry later, and this one's definitely staying on top, so... Courser was good. Courser was a good draw because we have his things on lock, but he's bringing the Rabblemaster, which is understandable. And I'm just gonna trade there. Don't think I have the luxury of just blocking tokens and getting smacked for 6 or whatever. So block there, trade with the Rablor, and play this Whisper guy. And I'm at 13. I can take a point, and I want to get this Temple into play. And don't really want to manifest a land. I'm trying to get something better. And we get a Murderous Cut, so better card, but not a better manifest. Stoke! Alright, it's dead. But not for long, because we have the Soul. And our opponent's mana screwed. Ooh, and a Whip. Glad we did not manifest that. Alright, we have a 6/6. I'm not going to offer up the trade with the 2/2 for the 1/1s, because I would rather just gain some life next turn. And if we draw a land, we can put a Whisperwood into play and attack him for 1,000,000, and also get a manifest. So we're going to try and draw a land. We drew a Tassiger, that's not bad either. But yeah, I think the plan here is just play the Whip. Please, dear God, don't Disdainful Stroke me, because then I might actually lose. And we are in there. Nice, nice. Now we get to Tassiger and still keep all of our creatures. I don't think we need that Courser in the graveyard, so I wasn't too upset about it. But things, you know, they kind of work out nicely. Yeah, our opponent's hand was not great. 2 Rabble Masters is pretty good, but we dealt with that rather easily. I'm pretty sure the Caryatid was the all-star there. So he looked like a pretty normal Jeskai deck. So yeah, we're just... I know that I tell people not to board in Drown against me when I'm playing Jeskai, but people keep in their Rabble Masters. I don't know. And Thoughtseize might seem bad here, but you really don't want to get Disdainful stroked. Like, you don't want to be playing this entire game to try and play like a Rhino or a Hornet Queen or something, and then they just have Stoke in their hand, and you think they have Stoke in their hand, or Stroke, but you just can't do anything about it. So Thoughtseize is a nice way to actually punch the hole through and get you to resolve your thing. So yeah, we're at 64 here. We definitely want to cut some stuff. The worst cards are probably the 3-mana removal, because now we have Cures and Drowns. Banishing Light might be nice if he has something like Outpost Siege, but for the most part, Hero's Downfalls are better because they're instants. Yeah, also he could have Stormbreath Dragon, which means Banishing Light is not going to get it done. So I think we should probably cut some of those. And then I like all the whips here, and normally I'm pretty happy just having 2 whips, but I think I actually want the 3 here. That's like my main way to win, is just giving all my guys lifelink. It is so sad that just like a 4-mana thing that is not easy to cast, that gives all of your creatures lifelink, is your best card. But it's the world we live in, so what are you going to do? Could also make a case for Glare of Heresy, but I think that's kind of like a bad Banishing Light. It's a little bit better since we're on the draw, and we can actually snag a 2/2 for 2 mana. I'm not sure if I want all 3 of these Thoughtseizes. Seems like a lot, especially on the draw. It's kind of bad. Kind of want 1 Glare. Since I'm on the draw. On the play, I probably won't mess with it, but having another 2-mana removal spell might be nice. What else do I want to cut, though? I have too many cards. They're all great. And I only have 35 seconds. I'm looking at shaving a Wayfinder for no real reason. And we'll just get this Glare out of here. This might leave me with too much top end. How can I shave a Wayfinder when I'm boarding in the Fiend? That's kind of silly. Alright, Downfall, get out. That's probably bad. I hope I don't lose to a dragon. Alright, playable hand of magic cards here. No removal, could just get got by a Rablor, but we drew a Thoughtseize, and that's pretty nice. So our opponent has... Oh my god. Dude, what are you doing? He has a Valorous Stance and an Abzan Advantage. So I really like my Courser. Both of these kill a Courser. I suppose I should take the advantage, because then he doesn't get to bolster. I'm pretty sure he's just going to tag my Courser first chance he gets, so might as well take the advantage. His hands have not been spectacular, but this hand does have all 3 colors of mana and a temple, so... Oh no, I played the wrong land. I didn't see I drew a forest. Well, I'll just be taking a bunch of damage for no reason then, because I'm big stupids. Urborg is so good. I should really play a second Urborg. It's only screwed me like 5 times, so, you know. Alright, I'm down 2 life for no reason. So that's pretty silly. But we have another Courser, so that's cool. Overall, running good, which is certainly nice, and our opponents are running poorly. And now I can deploy Tasigur, or I can just play out another Courser. It's a tough call, tough call. I'm gonna try and milk this Courser a little bit. I'm not really in any rush, and this could bait out another stance if my opponent has it. Plus, this doesn't get stroked, so I'm actually developing my board while also kind of playing around his stuff. But I should also probably be trying to clock him, just so I don't lose to a top deck Stormbreath Dragon or Sarkin or something. Like, if he Sarkins me here, it'd be pretty bad, so... If he is trying to play a Sarkin, he didn't enter. He has Keranos. That's another reason to play Tasigur, because I could actually, you know, be attacking him before he draws a bunch of cards. So we have a Whisperwood on top. That one's pretty good. I don't really want to play the Wayfinder and just get rid of that stuff. So we're just going to play Tasigur here. Keep the fetch land to sift through our top cards next turn. And yeah, we should be in okay shape. Hornet Queen is typically pretty difficult for them to deal with. They might side in some Wrath of the Gods and whatnot, but him doming me with Mantis Rider is pretty nice. Just because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have another burn spell, otherwise he'd probably kill Tasigur. Especially since he has the Mantis Rider, he'd be winning the race, and then the Keranos would probably give him the long game advantage as well, but I just don't think he has. He does have a Shivan Reef left over, which I know about, and then a random card, so we're not in the worst position here. If his random card is a stroke, that would be pretty horrible for me. I definitely don't want this Satyr Wayfinder. Evolving Wilds typically enters the battlefield tapped. However, we have the Urborg. So we're going to get this Queen out there. Hopefully it does not get countered. Yeah, it just immediately resolves. He F6'd. So now we should be in good spot. Thought we were in a reasonable position. Obviously, Keranos makes things a little bit dicey, especially if he has something like a sweeper. But so far, so good. And maybe I want to upkeep, shuffle away this land. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Just get my swamp, because my Windswept Teeth can get the forest that I have left. And I draw Farika's Cure now, so that's cool. I can't play this land off the top and play Whisperwood and Cure, so I definitely want to Cure, so I'm going to do that. I don't want him to start buying back things. And then I think I'll just play a land from my hand, play Whisperwood, manifest the Temple, and then we'll have insurance against the Sweeper. And what is this? Activate the Grandmaster. I don't think you would keep in shock against me, so I don't think you have it. And I don't see a reason to attack with everyone, really. I'm at 14, though. What could he possibly have to kill me? So if he, like, shocks me, returns it to his hand, puts me at 12, shocks me again, I'm at 10, attacks me, I'm at 7, Keranos me down to 4, so he could, in theory, actually kill me. So, yeah, I'm going to keep 2 things back, actually. And that should make it pretty tough for him to kill me, because there's no way I can kill him on my turn anyway. And he reveals an Elspeth, which is a little too late, unfortunately. Now we just kind of have the World's Fair going on here. Makes me slightly regretful about not bringing all the bees, because now I don't have lethal. But yeah, he's just going to concede anyway. Overwhelming board presence, and I have enough ground guys to pound through his Elspeth. So that's round 1. Unfortunately, not a ton of interaction going on there because his hands were so bad, but at least this game he certainly made a game out of it. I don't think Jeskai is this easy of a matchup, but this is definitely how I drew it up. You know, you just play out your fat things, eke out little advantages here and there, and then eventually you can just play a Hornet Queen, and it's really hard for them to deal with. So, 1-0.